if Terrence, I think it's up to him what weight he wanted to have it at, but he gonna get the lion's share. The winner, of course, is gonna get the lion's share this time. So Bud gonna call the shots if they fight.
Now, does that fight make a difference if it's at 54?
No, I don't see nobody at 54 beating Bud either. Him and Charlo would have been a great fight, but now he gone. So, like we say, he going all the way up to 68 to fight Canelo, and it's like, damn, is he gonna go back down? And then he probably, he got a shot to do something in that fight. So, I think Terrence probably end up fighting for a vacant title up there.
What impressed you guys the most in this fight? We got three minds of boxing here. What impressed you? What were some answers that got answered for you that maybe you didn't know prior to the fight?
Crawford kept his composure more than any other fight, man. He kept his composure, and the way he fought on the inside counters, beautiful. His ring awareness last night. He knew where he was at all. Some fighters move around the ring but really don't know where they at in the ring. His ring awareness was so sharp last night, and his composure made a big difference, Made a big difference in the fight. A lot of times fighters, they move out of position and they got to reset to get back in position. Wasn't none of that with Terrence last night.
He took all doubt out last night. Like the people, because boxing nowadays, man, it's weird because people flip-flop damn near every week.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people was looking forward to Crawford moving around the ring a lot, all over but he didn't do that last night. He stayed in the pocket pretty good.
It was like when you see Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan dissect the basketball court and making sure that every inch that they use is not unwasted energy. It's precision per inch. And that's what we got to see in this master class. He dissected the specimen very, very good until 9 rounds. But nonetheless, how many more years you guys believe that Terrence Crawford got to fight? Because he looked probably younger. This is the best performance I've ever seen.
Man, it's got a lot to do with your lifestyle. And Terrence Crawford, man, he don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't do that party lifestyle. So
100%.
That plays a role in your career,
Exactly. I think as long as he want to go,
when you got those bad habits, I was telling Calvin last night, it's going to affect you beginning of your career or at the end of your career. Mm-hmm. It might not. You can get away with some things early, but when you get older, it's going to get you somewhere.
Catch up with you, like for sure. All of that stuff catch up with you. How you live outside of the ring is definitely going to catch up with you. And like I say, I seen Terrence spar way back in March. He could have fought way back then. He was already sharp, so I'm like, damn. Yeah, Earl got a problem on his hands. He already fucking.
His lifestyle, man, could take him. He's 35 years old, right? I wouldn't want to see him fight way up until his 40s, but he can go a couple of good. He in position. That's the difference. He's in position. He's healthy. Yep. And he in position. He's one of the ones that's in position to go a little further. But sometimes some of these fighters ain't in that.
When his hunger leaves, then it's time to go. Whenever your hunger leaves as a fighter.
When you can see a fighter's health deteriorating, let it go. Yeah. Fight, it's going to get worse.
Yup. And that hunger, when you don't have that hunger for it no more,
exactly.
You never want to go into a fight not hungry.
Exactly. But he got.
I think he got it.
And Terrence didn't look 35 last night.
Nah, he looked like the younger guy.
He was in his early 20s last night.
Yeah, age is equivalent to punishment and hunger. Yeah, because you could be 25 and be done. Like to me, it's fighters in their 20s that's if you take a lot of punishment, you got more miles on you than age is a number. Like it's different strokes for different folks. Like you say, how you live. Like Floyd, like you mentioned, how good Floyd still look. That's because he don't drink, smoke, and do all.
He stay in the gym, man. He stay in the gym.
Where do you see Terrence Crawford's ceiling? after this when it comes to weight division.
Yeah, I can get the middleweight championship at 60.
Yep, I was going to say 160 pounds.
At
Yep.
60.
Yeah.
Do you so
Wow.
tell me this. If you think a guy because in my personal opinion, I believe that he could beat Jermall Charlo. I believe Bud could beat Mel. Now Mel is fighting Canelo, which I do think that he has a shot for that. So if I think that this guy could beat this guy, how do you think a guy like Terrence could do against the 168-pound champion in Canelo Alverez? Do you think that he can beat him? I do.
You know what? That's a good. I think it's just the weight.
I think Terrence can do it too.
So we're talking about the 168-pound champion that he could beat. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know what's crazy, Shane? Yeah. I think he probably could beat him, but not like a Benavidez would be too big.
Right. No, of course.
I mean,
that's a different.
Canelo came up from.
But that's why Canelo ain't talking about Benavidez. That's why he's like, oh no, I ain't fighting Mexicans. I ain't fighting Mexicans.
He in position to do what he wants.
Shane, you gotta tap in with me too. You're starting to steal some of my questions. I'm like, he got
Listen,
some good
man,
questions.
I think it'd be how he would feel carrying that weight. Like for Terrence frame, how fat, if he's still gonna be fat, he would probably have to weigh in like at 161. Like weight-wise would be the only issue. Like what would he weigh in at fighting 68 so it's not too slow. But I think skill-wise, yeah, I can see because Canelo don't throw a lot of punches and he not that fast. And he can't. So I wouldn't be surprised if he beat Canelo.
And if he did the same strategy he did against Earl, right? Because Canelo also falls off balance, and if you catch him right after that shot, just like how Bivol did, right? He throws that shot, kind of falls in, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
you tap him, and we're talking about a similar fight. Bivol did a similar thing to Canelo that that Bud did to Earl last night. So it's there.
Well, I know Earl was planning on fighting Canelo as a part of his 3-fight contract, so why not shit in a couple fights?
But I seen in an interview that Crawford is not going up to 68. He already mentioned it. And, going off of, I feel like we might be biting a little bit too much than we could chew right there on that one. When it comes to skills, yes, you're definitely going to have to fight Canelo differently. Because the same thing what Tank said, when he said about the glass shield and the metal shield. Last night, there was none of that. But when we're talking about Canelo,
Floyd did it,
and Terrence,
Floyd did it.
That's a different type. That's a different type of. Yeah,
Bivol did it.
He did, but that's not Canelo getting acclimated to 168
Bivol did
pounds.
it. I mean, like
he's
talking about skills.
Fully.
I'm talking about skills.
I
mean,
75
he
pounds.
That's
with
weight.
Steve
Nelson. He spars with Steve Nelson. What's his knockout ratio? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Steve Nelson is not as sharp as Canelo.
I'm just talking. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Why not? If we talking about greatness, if we talking about a guy wanting for greatness, and we talk about another guy, the reason why Canelo took the fight with that he said was because he was another undisputed champion, right? That's why he took it, because he said that's why he didn't fight Maul and fought Mel, because he was undisputed against undisputed, and there's not an undisputed 160-pound champion, so I might as well fight the other guy who's going to be eventually moving up. So if we're talking about legacy, why wouldn't he take that fight? And why wouldn't he?
I like it. I like what you're saying here. I really do. And honestly,
I like
the skills can pay the bills in that fight.
Versus, Floyd versus just for the box office. Floyd versus Terrence versus Floyd.
Kenny, what do you think about that matchup too? Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford, undisputed versus undisputed. We're over here looking past Mel right now. Yeah.
Canelo declined, man. Drinking last 3 fights shows it. Crawford gonna get him. Yeah, his last fight, last 2 fights, he looked terrible, man. And it's gonna catch that drinking.
Yeah,
man.
Catch up with everybody, man.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Can we also agree on the difference between footwork in this fight? You know, Terrence was a smoother feet, shorter feet, faster feet, pivots on point. Footwork was something that I seen in the first round that I was like, wow, he's really dissecting him and he's really just trying to fill him out. Round two is like he must have said to Bomac, I got him.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
like Tank tells you guys, I got him? Yeah, that's how I felt round one from round two came. And the bell saved Spence 2 times in that fight. Round 7 and round 2, the bell has saved him. Terrence Crawford is definitely pound for pound #1 fighter.